guys, if you're new here, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. I know I kind of promised this video a while back after my blush declutter, but honestly, when you're like me and you suffer from chronic pain, some days you're just lucky to get out of bed, so I've been having a rough time as of late, but I'm going to do a little bit of filming today with the highlighter declutter. This is all my highlighters with the exception of my Jeffree Star highlighters, which we'll do those as well. But this is the rest of them, including some ColourPop, quite a bit of ColourPop, some Wet n Wild, some Beauty Creations, BH Cosmetics, a Hot Topic, Lorella, and so on and so on. Okay, so I think what I want to start with first is the Super Shock ColourPops. And I'm going to do the little small ones first. So let me kind of shift some things out of the way so that I can get them over here in plain view, and I'll be right back. Alright, so these are the Super Shock cheeks. That is such a hard word to say. I can't remember if I went over these in my blush declutter because they're kind of a pearlized blush, or if I found them and said, oh, I'll talk about them in my highlighters. So I'm just going to go ahead and swatch them again. I'm obviously keeping these two because they're part of the one and only collection, but I'll swatch them for you guys so you can see what they look like. This first one is Cheerio. Super creamy, super pretty, so buttery. And that is what that one looks like. It's more of like a glowy blush than a highlighter, and for me. Alright, and this is Brute Flute. Super pretty. Okay. I'm keeping those. Give me 1 second. I forgot to get my makeup wipe area ready to clean off my hand. Alright, moving on. So we have Showtime. And I haven't even touched this one yet. It's kind of like a light pink. That's probably not going to show too much on my skin tone. Let me dig in a little bit more here. There we go. That is super pretty. I tend to forget to use my Super Shocks, honestly, because I tend to grab for the palettes. I need to start putting them out so that I start grabbing for them. Right now I'm going to keep this one because I like the color of it. I will say if some of these, like I told you guys with the blush declutter, if they're part of collections and they end up in my declutter and I go back and I see that, they will be going back in my collection because I like to keep the collections together. Alright, so this next one is Thimble. Again, doesn't look like I even touched that one either. Well, that's like a really yellow gold. Got pale yellow. Super pretty. I'm kind of kicking myself right now for not using these. Alright. I'm going to keep that one. Next we have Seismic. That's what that one looks like. Kind of a silver. Again, super pretty. I believe this is one that's like very popular as well. So I'm going to keep that one. These are kind of glittery as well. All right, so next is Double Down. Alright, so I don't know if you could see, it's right there. It's, let me dig a little bit more into that because it looks almost like that yellow one that we did. Although I think this one might be more of a champagne color. Yeah, this one's more of a champagne-y color than this straight up like yellow. Okay, so I think I'm gonna keep that one. Actually no, I think I'm gonna put that in the maybe pile since it is kind of close, just a little more subdued than the other one. All right, so next we have Wisp. That one's starting to kind of separate, it looked like, but it's still creamy. All right, I'll put that one right here. Oh, that one is kind of dark of a highlight for me. I mean, it'd be a pretty eyeshadow topper. Yeah, I think I'm gonna put that in the clutter pile. I have to check and see and make sure it's not part of one of the collections. If it is, I will put it back and I'll use it as eyeshadow topper. All right, so we got 3 more of these. We have Flexitarian, which Flexitarian is one of my favorite ColourPop Super Shock cheeks. It's so wet looking on the face, and it makes a beautiful inner corner highlight on the eyes. It's just so blinding. There it is. It's so sparkly, so pretty. Okay. And my hand's turning into a glitter mess over here. I'm just gonna be glittery for a couple days, I guess. So I'm keeping that one. All right, so the next one is Out of Quartz. And this one looks kind of dark in the pan, but we shall see. Oh yeah, that's even darker than that other one. Yeah, so I'm gonna do the same, and I'll put that in the declutter pile, but again, same thing. If it's part of a collection, I will put it back and I will just use it as eyeshadow topper. All right, and the last one of the Super Shock cheeks in these little containers is Parasol. looks like a straight up gold. Yeah. Again, I think that's going to be too dark for me. It's going to leave a cast on my face, because I tend to go more for like the icy tones on me. It's just my personal preference. So yeah, I'm going to put that in the DECLUTTER pile as well. I'll have to check those 3. Actually, I'm going to put Double Down in there too. And then I'll have to check those 4 to see if they are part of collections. Alright, so let me gather the clamshell ones to go over with you guys. And then after that, I think I'll do the creams. Alright, so this is where we're at with the clamshells. Oops, of the Super Shock cheeks. And my arm's already glittery on this side, so I know these are going to be glittery. So I'll just swatch them on here. Let's first go with the Rudolph one. This is Jingle Jingle Jingle. This is the shimmering body powder, so you can use this on your body as well, not just your face. I loved that collection. I believe it was last year. I do have the new collection for this year, the Muppets collection. That's starting to feel a little hard panned. That's not good. Alright, so that's what that one looks like. Super pretty. I used it on my face because I'm not a big body glitter person. So I'm going to keep that. I may have to revive it a little bit. It still swatches decent, but it's starting to hard pan. Alright, and then next, let's do this one. This is Candy Floss, and this is a Super Shock highlighter. This, I think, came out with that Cloud collection. It was like a pink one and a blue one. Can't remember the names. I think the blue one was like On Cloud Blue, but I can never remember the pink palette. But yeah, so let's swatch her. My only complaint is I hate these clamshell packaging. I wish ColourPop would stop putting them in these. They're hard to open. Let's just a icy pink. Let's swatch her right here. Very glittery. You just have that slight pink in the background. Super pretty. Alright, so I'm going to keep that one. And then next I'm going to do these other 2 small ones. I can't remember what collection they're part of. I want to say the Making Mauves collection, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's start with On and On. Again, so freaking hard to open. I always feel like I'm going to pop a nail trying to open these. I might have to go get some assistance in opening this one. Let me see if I can get this one open. Hold on. All right. So we have On and On, which looks kind of dark, not gonna lie. Oh wow, that's like a straight up bronze, like an orangey highlight. That is super dark. I'm going to keep it, but again, I'm going to use it as a topper for my eyes. I know, I'm not doing well, but I have a weakness for ColourPop. Alright, so the other one is Addicted to You. And this one's probably going to be more my, yeah, this is more of a peachy color. Super pretty. I really like that one. I'm going to keep that. Alright, so now let's move on to these bigger ones. Let's see. This one I think was part of the Nude Mood collection, I think. Again, hard to open, so let me use my little tool here. Alright, swatcher. Pretty. That's a very pretty champagne-y color. Oh yeah, I like that. So pretty. They may or may not show up on my skin tone. Like you can see the sparkle and stuff with a lot of them. It's right there. Let me dig back in, swatch a little bit more. Super pretty. So I'm gonna keep that one. Oh man, I just like dug a big chunk out of it. That sucks. At least with these though, you can kind of like press it back in. That sucked though. But they are that soft. And this one is a Super Shock highlighter, so it's not a body one. You could use it on the body, I would assume, but alright, I don't know if I told you, but I'm keeping that one. Alright, let's move on to, let's do this one. This is Coastin', and this was from the Coral collection that they did. Another problem with these, and I just noticed it with this one, is that they tend to break easy too. Like they start not being able to close. So they're either hard to open or they start breaking. So this is horrible packaging, ColourPop. So you need to think of something different to put them in. Just saying. Alright, so let's swatch her. And put it right there. So that's very similar to the one before. Something you want to say about ColourPop, they make so much stuff that a lot of it is kind of dupes for each other. That's very similar. But again, it's part of a collection, so I am keeping it. Alright, so I'm going to move on to You're a Catch, a Super Shock highlighter, and the other one was a Super Shock highlighter as well. The Coastin'. And this one's going to be hard to open, so let me get my little tool here. I got a feeling this one's going to be very similar to the other two I just did. Oh no, this one's like more icy. Yeah, see how that's more of an icy white? Which is my favorite type of highlighter. Alright, so I'm going to keep that one. Alright, so we're down to 2. And we are going to do this one first. This is Wild Orchid, and this is a shimmering body powder. This is from the Orchid You Not collection, which was a really pretty collection. I don't know why I keep trying to open them without the little tool when they're hard to open. Not learning my lesson, apparently. By the way, this little tool is from Dollar Tree. It's just like a, I think it's like a sewing tool or something. I got it in like a kit. That's all I'm using to kind of stick under there and open it. So this is different. This is like a purple, like a light, I don't know how to describe it. It's definitely purple. Maybe mauve-y? I don't know. Let's swatch it. Okay, that one's a little hard pan too. Like the Rudolph one. That is so pretty. I would definitely have to go kind of lighter handed in the pan with this one. But it's still not bad. Super pretty. I love purple. It's my favorite color. So I'm going to keep that one. Alright, and the next one is from the latest Hocus Pocus collection they did, which is the 3rd one. And it's called Find the Book. It's a shimmery body powder. Alright. And this has like a green shift to it. Super pretty. You find a cleaned finger here. And this is what it looks like. See that green shift that it has? Love it. So I'm going to keep that. I know this declutter is not going as well either. Hoping when I get to the other brands and things that I'm going to be more cutthroat, but we shall see. Alright, so I'm going to gather together the cream highlighters and then one ColourPop face palette to swatch for you guys. I'll be right. Alright, so these are the light sticks that I have, and then I have this really old I Like Your Face ColourPop palette called Give Me More. Oops. Called Give Me More. Give Me More. So I'm going to swatch this one first, and then I'll do the light sticks. So this is what it looks like. The colors, let's see, extra, upgrade, bottomless, full service, bigger and better, and total package. I'm not sure what order they're in, so I'm just gonna swatch them. Even though it's pretty old, they're still pretty buttery. So there's that one. It's like a yellow, which, I mean, I pretty much already have in the other Super Shocks cheeks that I kept. And let's move on to the next one. So, yeah, there's that one. Again, that reminds me kind of a cross between Flexitarian and that one Candy Floss, maybe. And then this next one, which is like an orangey color, kind of gold orange. Again, I've already kept something that is that color. Let me wipe off my fingers here so I can swatch the other 3. Alright, so we're gonna do this one. Again, another kind of corally. That one's not swatching too well. It's kind of hard panned a little bit. Yeah. Nope. Okay, let's do this one. There's another darker gold. And this last one, which is kind of like a brownie highlight. I already kept some that are, if not dupes, but very similar to these, so I'm just gonna declutter this. Okay. All right, now let's go in with the light sticks. Clean my arm off here. I still gonna have glitter remnants all over my hand and arm from all these swatches. So just keep that in mind when I'm swatching these light sticks. Alright, so let's start with these kind of older ones. We have, which by the way, I wish ColourPop did not go away from putting the names like this on the end. Instead, now they print them on the side and they rub off over time so you don't know what color it is. I hate that. So ColourPop, please go back to this. This looks much better and it doesn't wear off. Alright, so this is Flying High. And I'm just gonna swatch it right there. It's a purpley shifting highlight. Super pretty. And how I use these is I like to go in with a brush and use it that way so that it doesn't pick up any of my foundation or anything. So I'm gonna keep that one. And I think these are actually parts of some collections. I don't remember which because they are, I don't know, they're probably a couple years old by now. Alright, so I'm going to keep that one. Alright, so this next one is Earth. U-R-T-H. I'm going to say Earth. Or Yurth. Not exactly sure. Alright, so I'm just going to swatch it right here. Super pretty. Nice sheen to them. Alright, so I'm going to keep that one. And now we're going to swatch Bullseye. That's a gold, a light gold, and I kind of like dug in so it looks a little darker for the swatch, but I like this one, so I'm going to keep it. And these are the only cream highlighters I own, is these light sticks from ColourPop. Next we're going to swatch Star Bright. Every time I hear that, I think of Rainbow Bright. Alright, so there is that one. Super pretty. Love that one. This almost looks like a cream version of Flexitarian to me. Love these. I'll keep that one. Alright, so the last three of these are from the Lucky Penny collection, and again, these got the printed on the side, so let me see if I can find the shade. On a Streak, I believe is what that says. swatch it right here. These are going to be on the darker side, just a tad. Super pretty. I'm going to keep this one. Then we have Minted. And so we're going to swatch it right here. Pretty. They are very similar, just slight differences. I did love this palette, the palette that came with this collection. I really like the look that I came up with in it. So I have a video, I think. I don't know if it's on my Instagram or if it's on here. If it's on here, I'll try to link it in the cards if you guys want to see it. Okay, so the last one of these is called, the lettering is so little, Happy Accident. That's what that looks like. This one's probably going to be dark. Yeah. So I'm going to keep this one, but I have to go like very light-handed on it. So super pretty. But if you have a deeper skin tone, this would be a good one for you. All right. So let's see. I believe that is all the ColourPop. Oh no, I have one more of these. This is brand new. I haven't tried it yet. Let me go ahead and open it because I added this on to get free shipping on one of my orders because I believe it was an Angelica Nyqvist's channel that recommended this shade. I think. I'm not 100% sure because I watched several different YouTubers, but I'm pretty sure it was her channel. So this was a good one. This one is Lunch Money. This is what it looks like. So I'm just going to go ahead and swatch it because I'm going to use it. Again, that is super buttery. I'm just going to swatch it right here. Oh yeah, okay. Really pretty. Alright. Obviously I'm keeping that because it's new. Okay, so let me gather up all of my palettes here and ooh, that was loud. Let me gather all these palettes here and then I'll be back to swatch these. Alright, let's start with this one here, the Soraya Jade one. This was from Hot Topic a couple of years back. If you are a fan of WWE, you will know that Soraya Jade is Paige. So she came out with a collection with Hot Topic that was this highlighter palette and an eyeshadow palette. So let's just open it up. On the inside it has a mirror. It says, I don't want to be like you. Don't be like everyone else. Be like yourself. Be you. And then there's some pretty colors in here. So we have Silver Bullet, Creature, Moonlight, and Martian. And I have used this. A couple times. I tend not to use this one because it's too dark, but I do use these three shades. This one has a pretty green shift to it. All right, let me swatch them for you. So this is Silver Bullet. So this is, that one looks like. Super pretty. And now let's do Moonlight. These are a little chunky, I will say that. but once they're applied on the face, they're not as bad. But like swatching them and stuff, they feel chunky. Super pretty. And now let's do that Martian one. That's that one with that kind of green shift to it. Really pretty. And for fun, I will swatch Creature for you guys. That one is just too dark for me, so I don't use it. But I do use these three. And I love to use that Martian one, because before I got the ColourPop Hocus Pocus one, that was the only one that I had that had kind of a green shift to it. So I'm going to keep this. I know, you know, you really shouldn't keep makeup past a certain point because it expires, but I'm someone, especially with powders, as long as it's still performing and it doesn't like smell funky or anything to me, I do keep it. That's just me. I'm not suggesting that anyone else do that. That's just what I do. Alright, so let's move on to the rest of these. The rest of these are from BH Cosmetics. So we have the Aspen 6-color highlighter palette. Let me clean off my arm real quick because I'm going to need the room. Alright, so we're going to go in with Frosted AF first. And I'm sure everyone has heard by now that BH Cosmetics had, I believe, filed for bankruptcy, but then Makeup Revolution bought them. They haven't really released too much since they were bought, and I think the things that they did release were already things that they had in the works before they were bought. I love BH Cosmetics quality, so I'm really hoping that Makeup Revolution keeps that quality, because sometimes Makeup Revolution can be hit or miss. Okay, but anyways, back to this. This is Frosted AF. Gorgeous. Icy highlighter. Alright, the next one is Bunny Slope. Super pretty. It's like this kind of lavenderish blue. And now let's do Snow Angel. Just this icy blue. So freaking pretty. I actually bought this palette. I went searching for it after watching Batty Bean, which is otherwise known as Betty Jean, on YouTube, because she liked it, so I went looking for it, because she's kind of a highlighter queen in my opinion. Alright, so let's swatch the next three. Alright, so we're going to swatch Iced Out. And this is just a really pretty pink. It is lighter than the other ones, so I had to build it up a little bit more. Alright, now we're going to do Frostbite. Super pretty. And then last, Chill Zone, which honestly is a little intimidating in the pan, but it's really pretty on the skin. That's what these look like. I mean, look at those swatches. Those are so pretty. I am keeping this. I don't think these are available anymore. I know some of the eyeshadow palettes are still available, but I'm not sure about these face and highlighter like highlighter, bronzer, blush palettes. Not sure about their availability. Not gonna lie, when I found out that BH Cosmetics was filing bankruptcy, I did go start scavenging my TJ Maxx's Marshalls, looking to see if mine got any in. So I did get some of these items from there, and then I got some from like Poshmark Kari, and like some of the eyeshadow palettes from like Ulta and BH Cosmetics website. Alright, so let's move on to this one. Okay, yeah, let's move on to Illuminating in Ireland. And these are all highlights as well. You get a mirror in this one as opposed to the other one. Alright, so we have Dublin, Charmed, Golden, Lucky, Shamrock, and Limerick. Alright, so, oops, I forgot to clean off my arm. Alright, so let's go with Dublin first. Super pretty. Should have let my arm dry a little bit first. That makeup remover. Go back in a little bit. There we go. Really pretty. Let's go into Charmed. Another pretty shade. It's just they look kind of similar, but there's a slight difference. All right, let's go into Golden. So that one would work for me. It's not too dark. Now we're going to get into this bottom row, which might end up being too dark for me, but I could always use them as eyeshadow toppers. I will say that there's quite a bit of glitter in these. It's like spreading out all over my hand as I wipe my hand off. Alright, so let's go into Lucky. Definitely more of a gold. And now let's go into Shamrock. Again, they look similar, but there's just a slight difference in tone. And then Limerick. Which I will put right there. So this palette, in my opinion, seems more like this top row is more light skin tone friendly. And then this row is more medium to dark friendly. That's the only thing about when you buy a palette, like face palettes, is sometimes you can't use all the shades. But like I said, what I do is I take the darker shades that if I can't go in lightly with them and use them on my face, then I use them as eyeshadow toppers because they make the most sparkly eyeshadow toppers, obviously, because they're meant to highlight. Alright, so I'm going to keep that one. And let me clean off my arm again. I know. So much cleaning. And then I'm going to go in with Frosé. Alright, so now let's go in with Frosé. You get a mirror in this one. And you get 6 shades. I haven't even opened this one yet. Alright, there we go. Okay, so we have bubbly, icy, cheers, puree, boozy, and slushy. All right, so let's go in with bubbly first. Super pretty, kind of has a white to pink shift to it. Yeah, and we're going to go in with icy, which is, I mean, a great name for a highlighter, obviously. And it's definitely an icy white. Pretty. Let's go in with cheers, and this looks like it's silver. Yeah, that's unique. Wow, that's pretty. I would never think to use a silver highlighter. I would have to try that, especially if I had to do like a... Okay guys, sorry if the angle may have changed a little bit. My battery died. So we were talking about the cheeks, or cheers, talking about the cheers shade, and I swatched it right here, how it's a silvery highlighter, and I've never thought to use a silvery highlighter. Maybe if I'm doing like a wintry icy blue look, I could try that out. I don't know. Definitely want to try it now. Okay, so now let's move on to puree. That one's right there, super pretty. And then let's do boozy. Do it right there. This one tends, it looks more like, doesn't have as much base pigment to it. It's just kind of more just glitter. Like there's a slight pigment to it. And then lastly, we're gonna do slushy, which is this kind of pinky shade. Oh wow, that's pretty. That would look gorgeous on a deeper skin tone. Look at that. That's so pretty. That would make a really pretty eyeshadow topper. Alright, so I'm going to keep this one as well. Okay. Now I'm going to move on to the last three are kind of combinations of some highlights and blushes and bronzers. So I might bring them back out again when I'm going through my bronzers. And I already did my blushes, but I didn't have these palettes at the time when I was doing my blush declutter. So let's start with this one. This is Bali. What is it? Blushing in Bali. And these here are part of like the travel collection. Alright, so these top three are, I believe, the blushes. It doesn't tell me. But that looks like a matte blush. These two look like kind of glowy blushes, and then these look like straight up highlighters. So let me swatch the highlighters and then I'll decide if I want to swatch the blushes or not. Alright, so we're going to go in with, I'm probably not going to pronounce these right. I apologize. Sanur, S-A-N-U-R. Tell me down below, you know, how to pronounce that. So I'm going to go in with that one first. Let's just swatch right there. Super pretty. Alright. And then I want to go in with Mount Batur, B-A-T-U-R. Alright, so I go in right here with that one. Wow, that's really dark. Still pretty though. And then the last one is Ubud. I don't know. UBUD. That's gonna be like really dark. Super pretty. But again, that's too dark for me as a highlighter. But it makes a good eyeshadow topper. Okay, so really the only one highlight wise I can use is this one. So this is mainly going to be a blush palette for me. Yeah. Alright, so let me clean my hand off, and then I'm going to swatch these 3 blushes because I want to see what they look like on the skin. I know it's supposed to be a highlighter declutter, but since I already did the blushes, I thought I'd swatch them to see if this palette is actually worth keeping for me. And so far I haven't had any of these highlighters have any pigments in them that stain the skin. So that's good because I really don't like that. Alright, so I'm going to go into, again, I'm not going to pronounce these right, Kuta? K-U-T-A. Kuta. Alright, so this is just a soft pink. Again, blushes don't really swatch well. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's just a subtle pink blush. Really pretty. And then we're going to go in Seminyak. Seminyak. S-E-M-I-N-Y-A-K. I apologize if I am butchering the names of these. It's just a kind of mid-tone pinky coral blush. And then the last one is Nusa Dua, N-U-S-A-D-U-A. I'm gonna have to go on Google Translate later and see how to pronounce these properly. There's nothing wrong with educating yourself. Super pretty. I like all 3 of those blushes. So yeah, this is definitely going to be mainly a blush palette for me, and then the one highlighter. Alright, I'm going to keep that one. So let's go into the next one, which is Glowing in Grease, which is also a blush and highlighter palette. And clean out my arm here. Oh my goodness, I'm so glittery. So far this declutter is not going too well. I had a feeling it might not, but you like what you like. Alright, so we have, looks like 3 blushes and 3 highlighters again. You have Mykonos, Paros, Santorini, Athens, Milos, and Olympia. Not sure if I'm saying Paros right. Paros, maybe. Alright, so let's go into Athens first. It's one of the highlighters. Super pretty. Oh yeah, that's pretty. Nice gold. Then we go into Milos. Okay. Yeah, not bad. I thought it was going to be too dark at first. But yeah, it's kind of like a peachy highlighter. Yeah, I like that. And then let's go into Olympia. And Olympia is, yeah, like a dark gold. Alright, so I can use 2 out of the 3 of those. And then I'm going to swatch the blushes in this one too. Alright, so let's go into Mykonos first. I'll swatch that right there. Super peachy blush. I like that. Let's go into Paros or Paros. Oh wow, that is bright. it's not really translating on camera, but it is super bright in person. I mean, I can use it if I want a more of a statement blush, kind of in your face. Kind of on the fence with that one. Now let's go to Santorini, which is going to be a darker blush, which I don't mind darker blushes sometimes. So, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm going to keep this one too. Let me just clean this up. I've got powder everywhere right now from the blushes. So it is a very soft formula. Alright. So the last one of the BH Cosmetic palettes is this Belgian waffle one. This one has bronzer and highlighters in it. So since alright, since I'm most likely going to do my bronzer declutter next, I'm going to go ahead and swatch the bronzers in this too, so I know if I like them or not. But first we'll do the highlighters. So the highlighters are powdered sugar, syrup, and maple. So let's go into powdered sugar first. I just put it right there. Yeah, that's pretty. Then we'll go into syrup. It's those two. And then maple. Maple is kind of like an orangey one. So 2 of the 3 I can do. This one obviously is too dark. Alright, so let me wipe my fingers off here so I'm not getting glitter in the bronzers. Alright, so you have 3 shades at the top here. Buttermilk, Batter, and Cinnamon. I will say that doesn't look like it has a super deeper skin tone friendly range in this, because this is more like, you know, kind of powder under your eyes or kind of like chisel out your contour underneath shade. Then you have Batter, which is kind of cool toned for contour, and Cinnamon, which is more warm tone, at least looking in the palette. Let me swatch them to see what they look like. I mean, this is Buttermilk, so you can see how light that is. So it's definitely a shade to, like, you know, kind of chisel and cut your contour and kind of powder areas. Alright, so let's go into Batter, which is that cool tone brown. BH Cosmetics does have other bronzer palettes that have deeper tones in them, though. Yeah, that one, where that one's so light, it's not really, like, you can see a little bit on my skin tone there. Let's go into Cinnamon. I wouldn't really consider these bronzer shades, though. Maybe that one. They don't really swatch well. But yeah. I mean, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to try it out on the face to see how I like it, because I haven't used it on the face yet. Alright, so let's put that over here. Let me clean up again, and then I'm going to start in on the kind of mix of brands, and then I'll be right back. Alright, so this is kind of a mixed match of brands. Let's start with this Ciate London one. It is in the shade Confetti. I got this in a BoxyCharm along with a blush, I believe it was. I hate this type of packaging because it shows fingerprints and it reflects everything, so it's kind of hard to show on camera without kind of blinding everybody. But this is what it looks like. It's kind of like a pearlized, I don't know. It just looks kind of weird to me. I'm going to swatch it. I have used it a few times. It is a pretty highlighter, but it looks kind of dark in the swatch, like kind of medium, but on the face it doesn't come off that way. But I have other highlighters that I just kept that are this color, so I'm going to declutter that one. Let's see, next let's do this. Let's do this Lorella one. So I got this in a AIA Beauty Bundle box, and where I got all Lorella brand. So I did use it once. I'll swatch up here in the corner. That's a gold. Kind of a light gold. It is pretty, but again, I've already kept some, you know, my Color Pops and stuff that, and BH that have this color, so I'm going to declutter it as well. Let's see, next let's do this Tarte one. This is in the shade Fantasy. These were part of a holiday collection. Not sure what year, maybe 2 years ago, a year ago, something like that. It's a little hard to open with nails. Try the little tool again. This is what it looks like. I kept all the blushes that were part of this collection. Let me swatch this, see if I like the highlighter. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to keep it because I don't want to break up the set. Alright, yeah, so I'm going to keep that one. Plus, those little tiny compacts like that are really good to travel with. Alright, so next, let's do this Milani one. This little Milani one that I got. I think I got like a beauty box or something when Walmart had them. Either Walmart or Target, but I think it was Walmart a couple of years ago, before they started doing the subscription box. It is it's an Afterglow highlighter in the shade Strobe Light. So that's what that one looks like. I do enjoy using it, especially in traveling, but I think it's had its uses. So I think I'm going to declutter it, since I have other ones that I can just take now with me that'll get use instead of just kind of sitting in here. Plus, I moved some things like that back in my bathroom where I kind of keep like my everyday type makeup, and I haven't reached for it in a while, so that tells me that I'm not using it. Alright, so next let's do this other little one from Becca. I took this on my anniversary trip over to the Gulf side of Florida with my husband. Unfortunately, it kind of broke during the trip, and I'd only used it once, so wasn't too happy about that. It is nice that it came with a little mirror, though. I believe I picked this up at Ross. I'm just going to swatch it. This is Champagne Pop, so it is really fragile, by the way. Yeah, this is Champagne Pop. So I'm going to swatch it right here. Really pretty highlighter. It was a very popular highlighter back in the day. Even though it's broken, I am going to keep it because I do reach for it back in my bathroom for that champagne-y highlight when I want it. So I'm going to keep that as well, unless it starts to like really, really crumble on me, and then I'll declutter it. Let's do this Wet n Wild highlighter in the shade Diamond Lily next. It looks like a straight up silver. I bought this kind of like on a whim. They were in a clearance section, I think at Walmart. I bought this one in like a purpley one. I gave the purpley colored one away already because I didn't like it. Let's see, have I swatched this at all? Yeah, I did. All right, so let me go ahead and swatch this. And then I'm just going to swatch it right here. So yeah, it's a silver highlighter. It was the only silver highlighter I had until I found the BH Cosmetics one. And so I'm going to declutter this since I have the BH Cosmetics one now. All right. Now let's go in with another Wet n Wild, which this is part of the Care Bears collection that they came out with, which was a really cute collection. I really like the purple look that I did with the eyeshadow palette. I'll try to link it in the cards too if you guys are interested. It came with quite a bit of stuff in that collection. My only pet peeve is that the plastic sticker type stuff that they put over top of these, because this is not imprinted on the package. It's literally just a film with the picture on it that has been put over top. My the face oil that was in it, like the brightening oil, it leaked on some of the stuff, and the part of the palette that was like this has peeled off, and the part that was around the makeup remover, same thing. So just keep that in mind. Don't store these anywhere near any type of oil because it'll start peeling off the stuff. But enough rambling. I'm going to swatch this one for you guys, and this is Let Your Light Shine with Sunshine Bear on the front. And this is a really pretty highlighter. I actually really like it. There's that. And I'm just going to keep that one too. Alrighty. Now, let's see. Which one do I want to do next? Let's go into this one. This is BH Cosmetics. This is Beauty Creations with Annette 69. So I don't know if they had like an overabundance of these or they just didn't sell or something, because I literally have 3 of these. This one I have used. These 2 are unused. They're brand new. I am thinking of doing a future giveaway. Let me know if you guys are interested, because I have kind of an overabundance of some ColourPop stuff, an overabundance of some Jeffree Star stuff, and kind of an overabundance of like a mix and match of different brands. And this is one brand that I have some things from. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys are interested in me doing a future giveaway with some of those products, if it interests you. Alright, so back to this one. So I'm going to swatch this one because I have already used this one. The packaging is a bit bulky, I will say that. Alright, so I'm just going to swatch it way up here. So yeah, it's very similar to a lot of things I already have swatched. Let me build that up a little bit more. It is a pretty highlighter though. Like I can use it on my skin tone, even though I always get them mixed up. Beauty Creations tends to be more medium to dark skin tone products, just from the things I've used. But this one does work for me, and I'm a light skin tone. So I think since I already own so much of this color in a different brand, I'm going to declutter this. It's not because I don't like it, it's just because I already have similar colors. Alright, so let me clean my arm off again here so we can swatch the rest of these. Alright, so let's go into, let's do the Michaela one. So this one, I forget, I believe it does have a name. It's something that Michaela says a lot. I can't think of what it is right now though. This is what it looks like. I do have a brand new one of this that I can throw in the future giveaway as well, because one of my orders came relatively late from Glamlight, so they kind of threw this in along with a $15 gift card to make up for it, so which was super nice. Most brands don't really do that anymore, so I'd appreciate that. That's good customer service. But yeah, this is a really pretty highlighter. So let's swatch it here. This is what it looks like. Very blinding highlight. Super pretty. So I am going to keep this one. That is part of my personal collection. But I have the brand new one that's going over in the get rid of pile. Or future giveaway pile, if that's what you guys are interested in. Alright, so now, let me see if I can get through these next couple because my second battery is dying for some reason. I need to invest in buying me some more batteries because these are just not the best. Alright, so this is from the Balm. This is Bonnie Lou Luminizer Highlighter and Shadow. I did pick these up from Kohl's when they were taking out their beauty section, since Sephora was going in. Let me look at this. I don't think I've actually used this, and I don't want to swatch it if I haven't used it. Yeah, it doesn't look like I used it, so I'm not going to swatch this one, but this is what it looks like. But again, I don't know. I just kind of bought it on a whim. It's going to go in the declutter pile. And then this is the Cindy Luminizer, aka the Contour Artist. So this is supposed to be a highlighter, shimmer, shadow. Looks like its description. I think I used this one. Let me check. I'm not sure. Oh yeah, I used this one because I see the swatch in there. So I'll swatch it again for you guys. And it's just kind of this like really light. I don't even know if it's going to show up because it's so light it doesn't really work for me. It just kind of looks, yeah, see, it's not even going to show up. But yeah, this is going in the declutter pile too. This is more for fair skin tone, in my opinion. Alright, so let's see. Let's do this Jouer Skinny Dip one next. I picked it up at Ross. Yeah, because they had it in their little clearance section. And I'd never tried Jouer, and I wanted to try it. Again, it's got this packaging that like gets fingerprints all over it, and it's reflective. I hate that. I wish companies would stop doing that. But this is what it looks like. I have swatched it, at least. So let's just do that again. And yeah, I can see why it's too dark for me. All right, so I'm going to declutter that one as well. And next we have 4 more things. 2 of them I can go ahead and talk about without swatching. So I'll talk about those 2 first. All right, so the Jouet is going in the declutter pile. All right, so this is a Lunar Beauty highlighter in the shade, I don't remember. I think I have to open the package to look at it. I love Manny's packaging though. It's super pretty. I got this in a mystery box. And this is the shade Jupiter. And unfortunately, it is way too dark for me. So I'm going to declutter it. Hold on, gotta switch my battery. Alright, so I just recently got this one in an AIA Beauty Bundle box from Alamar Cosmetics. And this is La Arena. And I'm not sure, I mean, it looks super pretty, but I'm not sure if I want to keep it or not. So it's gonna go in my maybe pile. I have to decide. I don't want to swatch it yet if I decide I don't want to keep it, you know. So yeah, it's gonna go in the maybe pile, and it's probably gonna stay there because I doubt I'm gonna be able to make my decision during this video, unfortunately. All right, so now we have these 3. This is the Scooby-Doo Glam Light highlighter palette. Normally I'm not a big glittery, like super glittery highlight person, but I did like the top shade in this one. It's really pretty. This one here, I like that one. I do want to swatch this one because I do plan on keeping this palette. So I'm just going to swatch it right here. See, it's really glittery. I think it's probably the most glittery highlights I have. So yeah, I'm going to keep this one. And then I know I'm going to keep this one because I just bought it recently. I haven't got to try it out yet since it's a loose highlighter. But I already know I'm going to keep it since I literally just bought it like a week or 2 ago. And I mean, this packaging is so cute. I will say Glam Light kills it on packaging. Alright, and then the last highlighter here I have is a cream highlighter. And it's honestly the only other cream highlighter I have. And this I got in an AIA Beauty Bundle box as well. This is Play Beauty, which is the girl who plays Tori. Her name is Peyton List. This is her brand. I didn't even know she had a brand until I got these in the AIA Beauty Bundle box. But I really like this for a super subtle, a super subtle highlight. Like, this is kind of, I feel like, going to become my everyday highlight. See how it just has that pretty sheen to it? Ignore the glitter. That's from everything else. This doesn't really have a glitter to it. It's just a beautiful sheen. So yeah, I'm keeping that most definitely. Alright, so let me gather up what I have decluttered and what I have kept from this, and then I will let you guys know the numbers. And I might try to put pictures up too of everything. but we'll see. All right, be right back. Okay, yeah, so this is everything I decluttered, which is, let's see, 19 things. So yeah, I decluttered 19 items, so not bad. Let me add up everything I've kept because I know that number is going to be a lot bigger, but hey, even a little bit of a declutter is a good declutter. All right, so I have kept 36 items. Now this is the stack of the BH and the Soraya Jade one. So I kept 36. So I kept 36 items and I decluttered, I believe it was 17. So I did keep more than I decluttered, but yeah, I'm happy. I cleared some space out, and you know, again, let me know down below in the comments if you guys are interested in me doing a future giveaway. Obviously, some of these items would be in there if you're interested that I decluttered that were new. I'm not going to give used items away to people I don't know. I give those away to my family and my close friends. Okay, so yeah. Alright, if you guys would please like and subscribe down below. It really helps my channel and I would appreciate it. Until next time, guys. Bye.